just grabbing myself a drink. We are going to be working on this mug that I started during yesterday's live tutorial that I had moved here to TikTok so TikTok could record it, and it didn't record. Yay. So anyways, not the end of the world. We're going to work on this mug some more now. Try not to knock over all my ornaments. They're all going to fall. Okay. All right. Stay put. You're fine. What's new and exciting, everybody? It's good to see you all. Hi, Barb. Hi, Rebecca. Thanks, Mona. It was a lot of fun to do. I'm going to be painting a lot more ornaments over the next little while. This project is one that I want to keep working on, though, because I started it yesterday. And I ended up undoing a whole bunch of it because I wasn't happy with how it was turning out. So the nice part about painting on mugs is you can peel the paint off and redo things when you need to. Thank you. All right, took a drink. Gonna grab my tool and we are going to do some delicious swoops. Let's see if I can get a good I am using some nail dotting stylus tools. They are these clay sculpture tools is what they're sometimes called as well. And they come in different sizes. And I also use a set of tools called DIY Mandala Stone tools. And they all come in different sizes on the ends as well, from really small to really large. So I'm going to get started. We are going to do some swoops here. So I had these swoops done yesterday, but I wasn't happy with the spacing on them. So I'm going to redo them today. And build up this part of the design. You're most welcome, Jolene. Yes, this is a very common style to use while painting on rocks. That's cool. I hope you enjoy doing it. All right. Let's keep going. Okay, so I'm putting some paint down and then I'm going to add some more paint to it. If you're new to my lives, just know that while I'm painting, I can't see the comments, but I do pause on a regular basis to come back to the comments and make sure I haven't missed any questions or anything. So if I don't answer your question or comment right away, please know that I'm not ignoring you and I will do my best to catch up. Oh, thank you, Karma. That's so kind. So I tried to take a quick peek at what's on the screen, but I will slow down and actually catch up on actual comments as well and scroll back to see what I've missed. So every weekend I do free live tutorials. They're normally on Saturdays from 1 to 3 p.m. This Saturday I had to finish moving. So we did the tutorial yesterday, and that's where we got started on this one. It was actually pretty delicious because when I started laying down the row of pink dots, I had no idea if it was going to work out with my spacing all the way around, or if I was going to have an issue of either too large of a space or too small of a space when I got all the way around to join that row of dots. Because that's what I do. I just wing it and see what happens. I had no way of knowing if it was actually going to work out for me, and it did, and it was so delicious. Hi, Molly. How you doing? Thank you, Dina. What's up, Molly? What's new and exciting? How are you doing? You taking some breaths? Are you doing okay? Normally for my Saturday tutorials, I have topics kind of pre-picked out, but yesterday was kind of we're just going to wing it. We're just going to go with some intuition. We're going to tap into how we're feeling. What kind of colors do we want to use? Do we want bright and happy? What is it that we want to feel? And then creating the design from there. So much to think about. My brain might explode. Oh, I'm sorry, Molly. Take a breath for a little bit. Well, nobody's forcing you to watch something that makes your anxiety higher, so I don't want you, I want this to be an enjoyable experience for you. So I'm sorry that it does not relax you. Sorry to hear that it's not a relaxing, enjoyable experience for you. I find it incredibly relaxing. This is how I have managed my anxiety. So here's my take on patience, because I think that's a really interesting topic. And some of you who have been here before will have heard me say this. When you are talking about something that you really, really enjoy, like, I enjoy every second of this, right? When it's something that you really, really enjoy, you don't have to manufacture patience to be able to do it, right? Because this is, when it's thinking about it in the terms of, this is something that I can sit and do and hours melt away, right? And when it's something that you really, really enjoy and the hours melt away when you're doing it, you don't have to create patience. The patience is already there because you're just enjoying the process so much. And that's what also helps with practice, right? When you enjoy something a lot, the practice comes easy because you just want to be doing it all the time and you want to be learning and doing so much, right? So the patience kind of takes care of itself. The key is finding that thing that you really, really enjoy. Oh, I'm glad, Ellie. Sorry, 1,000 LOLs. When you said you couldn't watch it, I didn't think that was a good thing. So I wasn't sure. I took you literally there. Molly's here to relax a bit, hopefully try to prevent my brain from exploding. Well, the good thing to know is that your brain won't actually explode, darling. You can give yourself a break. You have to. You have to, darling. You gotta take care of your energy. And just remember, you don't have to think about all of it all at once, right? Doing it and watching it. Yes, right? It's so relaxing. But yeah, it's really hard, right? I have a lot of people that will tell me, oh, I could never, my patience wouldn't let me. I'm like, well, then that means it doesn't look like something to you that you would really, really enjoy, right? Because if you would really enjoy it, not would you be good at it, but would you enjoy it, then the patience is irrelevant. If you can move towards that thing that you really, really enjoy, right? Bubbling on the multi-surface acrylic paints, you mean bubbling after I bake them? That would be making sure that I leave it to dry for an adequate amount of time before putting them in the oven. So these are multi-surface acrylic paints. They are specifically designed for painting on smooth surfaces like this. So the biggest thing is making sure that I wait at least 24 hours after the last dot gets placed before putting them in the oven. I find that when there's moisture left in the paint, that's when the bubbling can get really, really bad with these. If you are doing layers, so if you were doing top dots on this as well, you would want to wait a full 24 hours in between each layer of top dots too. That is the big key. Is make sure you're leaving enough time in between the layers for each layer to fully dry. You're welcome. Thank you, Remy. I hope that helps, G-Meek. I did that the last time I did that. I couldn't get the words out for your username for some reason. I just couldn't do it. Oh, thanks, Josie. Thank you, Jody, or Joydy. I'm doing all right, Molly. Busy. Kind of the same. Lots of thoughts that could be taken over that I'm trying to keep them under control. Yes, Remy, I do. I have my website is linked in my bio. I've got some mugs up there right now, a couple candle holders. I also, that's where you can get tickets to my mug painting parties that I do every Friday. And I'm going to be working on some more stuff to go up in the shop soon. Hey, Jan, how you doing? You're welcome, Remy. Let me know if you have any questions at all. But yeah, if you want to check out my shop, the link is in my bio. I do live tutorials every Saturday as well, and the recordings of those tutorials are accessible through my Patreon. This week kind of blew up in my face because my live didn't record in TikTok. And that's where I do them so that I can get the recording. So, thankfully, I can download some other TikTok lives for now, but that is the goal, is to go live here in TikTok every Saturday. It's always free to attend the live tutorials on Saturday, and then the recordings are available through my Patreon. Oh, thank you. Jomail, I'm not going to say your name correct, and I apologize. But I hope you know that I'm talking to you when I say Jomail. Trying to read your username. I hope that's okay. Thanks, Jan. I'm glad you're doing good. I'm doing all right. Getting settled. Finished the move this weekend. Getting settled a little bit. Okay, good. I'm glad you knew that I was talking to you, Jomail. Thank you. Thank you, Kayla. Things are doing well, getting settled. It's nice to have all of my stuff out of the farm and here at the apartment now, which feels really, really good. For those of you who don't know me, I have recently moved in with my mom to help her. She's got a shoulder injury. I used to live on a friend's farm. I actually used to live in a camper that I was going to renovate and do the kind of whole tiny house thing with. But it had a lot of problems that I didn't know it had when I bought it. It was going to cost a lot of money, and Mom needed some help, so decided to end that chapter. I finished moving all of my stuff out of the farm just Saturday. So I'm getting set up here. I'm building myself a wonderful little studio and workspace, and everything is settling in well. Bambi girl. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. And I'm glad you like this. Thank you. I got these mugs at a Dollar Tree, and they're super heavy, really nice mugs. And I love that they're a shape of straight up and down. So when I saw them, especially because the mugs that I typically paint on, the store is no longer carrying them. I knew I had to find a new style of mug and a new supplier for my mugs. So this is, I think, going to be it. I love these. Hopefully they carry them for a long time. Usually, as soon as I start liking something, then, it gets discontinued, or that's usually the kiss of death for me. It's the thing that I love, that I want to use for a long, long time. That always gets discontinued. And that's true too. Everything happens for a reason, right? Exactly. Oh, that's okay, Molly. No, don't stress at all. You got to take care of you first. And when you're ready to put something in the schedule, you just let me know. I would love to do another live stream with you. Hi, Jules. How you doing, love? Oh, that's so sweet, Bambi girl. I am using a nail dotting stylus, Colleen. This is a nail dotting stylus that has a nail dotting stylus at one end, and it's got a silicone brush on the other end. Each one of this, it's a set of 5, and they all have different silicone brushes on the end. These are great for removing paint when you've made mistakes and stuff. And you can dot with them too. Thank you, Debbie. That's so kind. I really appreciate that. That's so sweet. You're most welcome, Colleen. I have some of the double-ended stylus tools as well. And then for the dots, like center dots or the row of pink along the bottom, I use dotting tools from DIY Mandala Stones. I have another set of the nail dotting stylus tools as well, like I said, that are double-ended. So if you get a couple different sets, you can usually get a few different sizes that work really well. Anytime you're doing the walking dots, so this petal shape that's right here in the purples and the blues, those are walking dots. Those are typically best done with a nail dotting stylus tool, or if you know how to do dotting with a brush, they would work well with a brush. And swoops are typically done with a stylus tool as well. Hi, Zerdin. How you doing? Oh, cool, Colleen. I hope you have some fun with it. I hope you enjoy. I have a Facebook group if you want to join and share your work and get some advice. And I do one of my incredible admins does beginner dotting classes about once a month. And I also do free tutorials every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. here on TikTok. If that helps, yeah? Sorry, I'm eating a cookie now. Thank you, Raul. That's so sweet. Those will be perfect, Colleen. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. The acrylic rods are actually really nice to dot with. Oh, thank you, boss lady. That's so kind. Lauren, lots and lots of practice, lots of watching a lot of YouTube videos, and just a ton of practice, and very slowly. It's a slow process. 99% of the mistakes that I make when I am going too fast or when my attention is split. So focus and attention and slowing things down is the name of the game here. All right. We're going to keep going. I'm going to switch my tool. And we're going to add the next color. Let me scroll back and make sure I catch up on comments here. Oh, that's so cool, Colleen. That's awesome. Yay! Yeah, come hang out and paint with us. That's cool. Mama in Texas, thank you so much for the balloons. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. Hi, Noreen. Yeah, there's a lot of people here. Isn't it crazy? It's so cool. It's not as easy as she makes it look. Thanks, Jules. I started dotting after my husband of 30 years and Mom passed away. Oh my gosh. Oh, Wendy, I'm so sorry for that pain. But I'm so glad that you found something that gives you some time to breathe and to stay calm. Hello in Punta Cana. I've been to Punta Cana as a tourist, and oh my gosh, the most beautiful beaches you could ever imagine. and some of the kindest people. I thought I was done doing anything today. Now you have me wanting to pay this stuff out in practice. Yes. I know. Isn't that fun though? Like, isn't it fun having that thing where it's kind of always in the back of your mind, right? Like, I'm always looking at everything through a lens of, could I paint on that? Or look at that design. Oh, I really like those colors together. That would make a pretty mandala. Like, it's so interesting how that all comes in there. Oh, I hope I get to come back. I hope I do, Dolores. Hello, South Wales. How you doing, Bethany? Keep trying to wipe the little green line off my phone. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I got to put new Bristol board down to give it a nice clean surface. I've heard that too. You're welcome, Wendy. Yes, Mama in Texas, I am Canadian. Did my accent give me away? It comes out thick sometimes. And I used to get really offended when people say, oh, you're Canadian. Do you say A all the time? And I get really upset and go, no. But yeah, I do. All the time. All the time. Yeah, my accent gives me away. So I'm working down now through the orange, and then my last set of swoops that are going to be right up next to the purple are going to be the pink, because I'm repeating this color combination that I started down here. I'm glad. Yay! Yes, you are very far away from me. I was lucky enough to get to go to Texas a couple of times for work when I used to work for a software company, and I would travel to the different dealerships across North America that used the software and teach them how to use it and all of that fun stuff. And I was lucky enough to get to go to Texas a couple times. It was wonderful. One of my trips, I was actually there for 2 weeks. And the 2 weeks were spread out over Thanksgiving weekend. And I was incredibly spoiled that I got to go to the family of one of the employees at the dealership. They had a big Thanksgiving dinner that they invited me to come to. It was absolutely lovely. I felt so spoiled. Been to Vancouver. Vancouver's beautiful. I'd live in Vancouver. Well, can't really afford to live in Vancouver right now. It's really expensive to live there, but it's a beautiful, beautiful spot. I would live in British Columbia for sure. Just being near the mountains is cool. Yeah, that's when it feels good here. Awesome, Zerden. We'll be here. Thanks, Shannon. Isn't it fun? Yesterday I needed color. I needed color and I needed happy color. And this is what came out, and they're all metallics. And I'm excited to see how this one is going to go. I don't know how far up I'm going to take it, but we're going to keep going. Oh, thank you, Karina. Mend hearts. Ooh, would it be good for ASMR? Hook me up. I'll do some of that work. Let's do it. I thought it would be really, I think it would be really cool to read audiobooks. I think that would be really, really neat. Halfway through your paper, Molly. Keep going. You're doing great. Take a break too and give yourself a little bit of a breather, but you're doing awesome. What subjects are you taking this semester? All right. Now, if you're going to give this a try, swoops were my nemesis for a long time. Until I saw a video by Art of Points, who, if you're not already following Art of Points, you really, really need to. And I saw how slowly they pulled the paint down when they were dragging out their swoops. And when you see how slow it actually needs to be done, it gives you a whole different perspective on how you have to slow your breath and really sink into all of this. 12:24 a.m. here, and this is so calming. Oh, yay! Chloe Rose, thank you. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Yay, that's wonderful. Oh, that's so cool, Colleen. How did you manage to beautifully nail the spacing? Lady Frampton, that is what we like to call dumb luck. And I'm not even half kidding. When I picked up the tool that I used for these pink dots that go all the way around, I had zero clue. This was the first dot that this was the first dot that I laid down. Went all the way around. I had no idea if that was going to work out as well as it did. And it was such a delicious moment. That's the one thing that breaks my heart about the fact that that live didn't record for some reason, is because I wanted to relive that moment of such wonderful dumb luck. And that's what a lot of it is, right? A lot of it is dumb luck. You try things, the size either works or it doesn't. If it doesn't, you wipe it off and you start again. And if it does, you keep going. Now, people who would like to repeat patterns or continue to use the same surfaces could also almost create a journal to tell you, like, hey, if you're doing this size of a piece, you want to start with this size of a center dot. Or if you're dotting on these non-tapered mugs, you want to do your base layer in a size 10. It would be really smart to record that. I'm not that smart. I think I used a 10, so I will be guessing again the second time when I do another one of these. Oh, your hard subjects. Math, science, French, and English. Oh, that's a lot, Molly. I'm not sure if I'm going to go all the way up or not, Lauren. I think I'm going to just keep going for now and just see what kind of comes to me. I'm going to go up a little bit more. I think I'm probably at least going to go up to here. That's what I'm guessing anyway. So we'll see. We're just going to wing it. A math test Wednesday, a French exam on Thursday. Oh, Molly, that is a lot. Right? Happy accidents. I knew you meant Bob Ross. It's all right. I knew you were talking about. And yes, this is a Luna Lovegood tattoo. This is the Spectre Specs. Gotta make sure I can see the rack spurts. I did not take good care of this tattoo, though. It's fading a lot, and the eyelashes, see how they're all kind of getting all cruddy? So I'm going to have to go and get it redone. And then on top of that, outside school. Oh, that's a lot, Molly. I'm sorry, it's so heavy. It's so much to carry. Just do the best you can. Perfection is not the goal. Just do the best you can. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I totally should come see you to fix it, Shannon. I've kind of had a little realization, though, that since I've moved in here, my freedom to do that sort of stuff is probably not too realistic. But you never know. A day trip might be able to happen one of these days. I would love to do that. Come see you in your neck of the woods this time. I would love to get a tattoo from you. Guys, if you're not already following the Non, go follow her. She is an incredible artist. She makes jewelry. She makes these wonderful necklaces that hold crystals, and they're interchangeable, so you can change out your crystal in your necklace every day. And she makes these little polymer clay crystal guardians, and then she makes dot mandalas, and then she does wood burning mandalas, and then she does henna, and then she does tattoos. Like, it's insane what she can do. You need to go follow her. The Non, THENNON. You will not regret it. Plus, she is just an absolutely delightful human being. I was lucky enough to get to meet her over the summer, and it was so much fun. So fun. I'd love to get to see you again. All right, now we get to go back in with this delicious, wonderful pink color that I'm just in love with. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, I think that looks good. So what had happened last night is I had made all of these swoops a lot thicker. So when it came time to put the pink swoop in there, it was just so crammed that it really would have been an even tighter fit than it is even now. Thank you, Sherry. That's so kind. So that's when I made the decision to remove what I did last night, knowing that I was going to redo it at a later time. And I wasn't expecting to go live today. I was hoping I was going to get to, but I wasn't 100% sure that it was going to happen. So I'm really glad that I was able to, because I have not done any painting today. And I'm realizing now that painting is exactly all I wanted to do. So, thanks for coming to hang out with me while I do this thing that I love so much. Oh, I love this pink. Definitely going to have to do more designs with this pink, because this pink is just, it's too much. It's too much gorgeousness. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm so happy. I love when stuff turns out. All right, time to eat another cookie. All right. Gonna talk with my mouth full while I eat a cookie and paint some more swoops. This is where you can start to zone in, right? When you start doing a lot of repetitive stuff, that's when you can really kind of zone out and get into the flow of it. I don't even want to go to work. I just want to paint. I feel that. Oh my God, I feel that. That's one of the reasons why I work so hard to get to the point where I could just do this full time. And holy crap, it was more work than I ever imagined. I don't know what I was expecting, but oh my God. Me booed? I know I'm not saying that right. I hope I'm not saying that too wrong. But thank you. I'm so glad you like it. And thank you, Olga. Yes, I do. I have a website that's linked in my bio if you want to check it out. I've got some mugs up there now. And some candle holders. I also teach classes too. I do paint with me parties every Friday from 2 to 4 and from 7 to 9 Eastern. They're not beginner classes. They're not beginner workshops, but if you're somewhat familiar, like starting to dabble and understand the different basic techniques like swoops and walking dots and all of that, then those are fun too. This week we're painting ornaments. And I also do free live tutorials every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern here on TikTok. And I do have a Patreon if you ever want access to all of the recordings of my previous tutorials. I've got a couple tutorials available on my website as well. But the Patreon gives you access to the whole library. And I think there's a little over 30 tutorials in there now. And I try to go live again now that I'm living here and have good internet access. I am trying to go live 4 times a week. I posted my live schedule earlier today. So if you check out my most recent post, you'll see what times I'm going live and on what platforms I'm going live. So if you want to come and hang out again when I'm painting again, that's how you find out where I'm going to be and when. Thank you for the love, you guys. This is so cool. All right, another cookie. And grab my next color, which is teal. So my next ones are, oh, hi, Audrey. My cat Audrey came in the room. I wasn't expecting that. She was having a pretty good nap in with my mom. Hi, Booger. What you doing? All right. So now I am going to go in with the teal, and I am going to do, I'm going to mix it up a little bit here. How am I going to do this? What am I going to do? Oh, thank you, Mabood. I just, when I am in a good frame of mind and I can slow my breath, things go really, really well. When I am not in a great frame of mind and I'm working from a little bit more of a place of anxiety, then that can kind of get in the way. I know what I'm going to do. All right, so what size? What I want to do is I want to do at least the same size as this center dot, and I think it was a 17. No, it was a 16. It was a little bit smaller. When I'm not sure what size tool I use, I'll take the tool and I'll kind of put it over top. It actually was probably a 15. Because the paint is actually going to be larger than the end of the tool, so I know that this one is the size I probably used. So we are going to start double nickel. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you like it. Hey, Mindy, how you doing? All right, so let's grab the teal, and I'm gonna play around with it a little bit. I'm gonna go there. I'm only gonna do every other one. Because I have an idea in my head, and we're gonna see if it's gonna work or not. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna give it a shot. I think it will. Oops. So I'm repeating the same color pattern from down below, right? This is kind of my makeshift neon sparkly rainbow, in a sense. The pink is taking the place of the red in the rainbow. But otherwise, we're sticking with the rainbow colors. And of course I added in teal, because I always add in teal to my rainbow stuff. If you have the opportunity to use teal and you don't, well, I never pass up on the opportunity to use teal anyway. All right. So, let's see. Now, I'm going to go in with the bright blue. And, woo, this paint is sliding a little bit. You see those dots, how they were getting down close to the bottom? So when the paint is a little bit more watery, sometimes you have to turn the piece upside down. What paints do you use? I use multi-surface acrylic paints. They are specifically designed to adhere to smooth surfaces like this. You can bake them to cure them, and they will cure to be top shelf dishwasher safe. I still recommend, when people buy my mugs, I still recommend that they do a gentle hand wash just to be safe because of the design. It's a little bit delicate. But I do have friends that have bought my mugs and have used the dishwasher, and everything has been fine, but it still just makes me nervous, you know. Now I'm gonna go slightly larger. And so, yeah, you can bake them, or they can air dry as well. You can air dry them, but it takes 21 days for them to fully cure when you air dry them, and I just don't have that kind of patience. So I bake them as much as possible. Ooh, let's see if we can get a satisfying sticker peel. I wonder. What do you think, Audrey? Oh, no, not going to happen. No, not going to happen, so we're not going to mess with it. My dream kitchen is having an island so people can sit and watch me cook or bake. Oh, that sounds wonderful. All things newly rustic. Thank you so much. I'm using multi-surface acrylic paint. A180, she, her are my pronouns. No, I don't have to seal it because the multi-surface acrylic paint's cure to be top shelf, dishwasher safe. I know, right? Isn't it awesome that you can find a place that has, like, the mug itself is gorgeous, right? It's really heavy, and the fact that you can get them, you can't order them online at bulk companies for that kind of money. It's crazy. I don't sell on Etsy. I do have a website though, and it is linked in my bio if you want to take a look. Oh, thank you, Feng Shui Flowers, and thank you for calling me a young lady. That makes me really happy. Hi, Young Easy. All right, so I'm going to go in and do a larger blue dot because, like I said, I have a plan. Oh. I have a plan. No, I don't clear coat it at the end. These paints cure to be top shelf dishwasher safe, so I don't need to seal it at all. No sealer necessary. Okay, now this is fairly watery paint as well, so I'm going to have to keep a really close eye on it to make sure that it doesn't run and start to drip. So bear with me here because this is just going to be a little bit of a slower process because of that. Oh, it's me from EP. Well, oh, thank you. That's so sweet. I love it when people love to go looking in my shop. Thank you, Confetti Smiles. I'm really happy with it too. So the paint's moving though. I got to turn it upside down for a second. So yeah, if you're ever looking to do this stuff, don't feel like you have to break the bank and order things to paint on from really expensive suppliers. You know, these mugs, the beauty of these mugs is that you can get them inexpensively and you can paint on all kinds of stuff from the dollar stores now. It's not quite as crazy to find good quality stuff at a dollar store anymore. All kinds of cool stuff you can find. All right, so I'm going to set this down for a quick second so I can clean off my tool. I want to clean off my tool before the paint adheres to it. And then I'm just going to have to hold this upside down a little bit. See again how that little blob of paint has moved to the bottom of the dot? I want to keep that in the middle here. So while I'm holding that upside down for a second, I will scroll back and check to see if there's any comments I missed on. Thank you, Angie. Anida Marie, thank you so much for the rose. That was so sweet. I hope you're still here so you heard the thank you. Thank you, You Wish You Were Me. I appreciate it. On an LP record, then add a clock to it. That's always a possibility. I do have some albums that I can paint on at some point. I need to learn how to prep them and everything first, but that is definitely something on the potential list. And yeah, if I can find a decent supplier for the clock mechanisms that aren't too expensive, then that could really be a lot of fun to do. I have taken some photos of some of my paintings and put them onto clocks. I do have a Redbubble store as well. If you ever want to check that out, you can get some pictures of some of my paintings on shower curtains, wall hangings, floor pillows, clocks, coasters, all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, dollar store is great, isn't it? Oh, Thoughtful Squirrel, hello. Yes. I took off all of the swipes and just redid them. I'm going to have to redo that one because that one's a little gummy looking. So I'll fix that one. Oh, I'm so glad you like my stuff, Allie. Thank you. That's so sweet. So I'm just trying to make sure that these paints don't run because they're a little bit watery. So I'm going to let them just sit for a minute. And then, actually, I'm going to do this. Next to these teal dots, I'm going to do some small walking dots. Fairly tiny ones. Right, like so. Oh, thank you, Odelia Garcia. Kevin, I'm sorry, I don't understand Spanish. Oh, thank you, Dora. I'm glad you like them. They're happy colors, aren't they? They're kind of a bit of a take on a rainbow. The pink is taking the place of the red, only because I bought the pink paint and I really wanted to use it. I hadn't used it yet, and I was dying to use it. But I love how bright and neon it looks. Feels like a lot of fun. I'm loving it so far. So let's see what the next step is going to be here. I'm going to go back to the teal for a second. And I'm going to go in and grab a smaller tool. I'm going to go for a 5. And we are going to do a small teal dot right here. If you're new to my lives, just know that while I'm painting, I can't usually see the comments. So if it takes me a minute to answer your comment, please bear with me. I will pause every once in a while to stop and go back and catch up on comments and scroll back to make sure I haven't missed anything. So just know that I'm not ignoring you if I don't answer your comment right away, okay? Okay. We're getting closer to that being dry. I use multi-surface acrylic paints. The pink Janus is Craft Smart, and it is called Pink Tourmaline. And look at that. Like it was one of those ones when I opened the bottle and I just went, ooh. I had to. I couldn't walk out of the store without it. I couldn't do it. The idea was just too painful. Okay. I'm going to do... All right. So now I'm going to create some petal shapes over these teal dots. Spoiled brat. No, these paints will actually cure to be top shelf dishwasher safe after baking. So we cure them and then we bake them. And then, yep, they'll be top shelf dishwasher safe. You can air dry them as well. They just won't be fully cured until they have air dried for 3 weeks. That's why I bake them. I don't have that kind of patience. So I still recommend to people that buy my mugs that they do a gentle hand washing. You know, I've got friends that help me test them out and have put the mugs through the dishwasher and everything has been fine. However, just the tiny little dots and the little delicate designs make me nervous. So the idea of not, just going in and using the dishwasher just makes me a little nervous. The process for baking depends on the brand of your paint. So I would recommend checking the brand, the instructions on your bottle. It will tell you what your baking instructions are for that brand. They are not all created equal. So check your bottles. And whatever those instructions are, follow them to the letter. If you do not follow them to the letter, you will very likely have issues with paint coming off. Aw, thanks, Spoiled Brat. And you're most welcome. Yeah, I have no problem ever telling you how I do them, but when it's different depending on the product, I'm always nervous because I don't want someone following my instruction when it comes to that, right? Because it could have a big impact on how their product turns out. So always check the bottles. But the one thing the bottles don't tell you is to leave it to dry for a full 24 hours before you put it in the oven. And that will help you reduce the chances of bubbling. And bubbling is super disappointing when it happens. So give it at least 24 hours to air dry before you put it in the oven. No worries. Aw, thank you, Shannon. I'm so glad you like it. Thank you, Juliana. Hi, Juliana. The little blue dots are fun, aren't they? I like doing little tiny ones. Now, it doesn't really match super well with the down here. I probably could have done them a little bit bigger, but I'm okay with it. We're just going to wing it. And they can look, it probably doesn't hurt for them to look a little different. Hello, Off the Hook. How you doing, love? Good to see ya. So this mug design is all just kind of winging it. But what I was really feeling yesterday was that I needed to paint something that was just fun, that made me happy to look at it, that made me happy to paint it, that was just fun all around. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do on the other one, Caitlin. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on the blue yet. Thanks, Off the Hook. I'm glad you're doing good. Yay. Sal Mosey, hello. No, I am using multi-surface acrylic. And thank you for the gift. That was so kind. Curing and baking, you will find instructions on the bottles of your paints. They are not all created equal. So while I could tell you what I do for my paints, it is very likely that for your paints, it would be different. So always make sure you check your bottles. Your bottles will say multi-surface right on the bottle, so make sure you're using multi-surface acrylic paints. Enamels and glass paints will also work, but I am not familiar with them. So again, check your own bottles. All of them are not created equal, so they don't all have the same baking instructions. Okay. Oh, thank you, Caitlin. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. All right, just had to take a drink and jump into this one. I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with it. I'm happy with how it's turning out so far. I'm enjoying the process of painting this one. And that is something that I realize that I really need to get back to. So that is going to be my focus for the next little bit, which I think is going to be really fun. And if I can get my butt in my chair and do some more painting, I'll be able to post some more content. I've been really behind on posting content, and I'm really sorry. I got to get back on that get back on that schedule. Love it. So happy. Sal Mosey, thank you. That's so kind. Multi-surface acrylic paints. So I use multi-surface acrylic paints. Enamel or glass paints will work as well, but I'm not super familiar with them. So again, just check the bottles and make sure you read your instructions, especially for baking. Follow them to the letter. And I just made this worse. There we go. Oops. Oh, that's why there's a hair in there. All right, so I'm just going to smudge those. And then after, when this paint dries, I can peel that off and redo those dots. So I'm just doing that so that I don't forget and go back in and make sure I remember to go in and fix that. By the time I get this row done, I'll be able to go back and fix that right away. Bren Josephine, yes, I do. Thank you. I'm so glad you like it. And yes, I do. The link to my website is in my bio if you want to check out some of the other mugs that I have on sale. This is the first one of this style, as in the straight up and down mugs that I've done in quite a while. And none like this are listed on the website yet. This is the first one. But I've got some that are tapered that are on there that are pretty freaking cool if you ask me. So if you have any questions though, please let me know. You're welcome, Katos. Do I ever lap like dots inside dots? I will do top dots, yes. Now, if I'm doing that on a mug, then I will either commit to doing the 21-day air drying so that they will fully cure, because the more layers of paint you have, the more risk that there's going to be some moisture trapped in there and that the paints are going to bubble when you bake them. So the more layers of top dots you have, oh, sorry, I'm going to sneeze, hold on. Oh, that one hurt. The more layers of paint that you have, the bigger risk, like I said, of moisture being trapped in there and that you're going to bubble. So if I'm going to do multiple layers of top dots, then usually I will kind of make the commitment that this is a mug that's just going to sit on my shelf for a few weeks until it dries, so that I don't have to risk the problem with bubbles and go from there. Now, you can still do it. You can leave a full 24 hours in between each layer before you do the top dots. But you're still risking that, you know, if you happen to have some really watery paints, you're still risking that you'll get bubbles when you go to bake them. Ah, thanks, Katos. Oh, I'm so glad, Julie. How you doing? Oh, I'm glad the tips were helpful, Katos. That's awesome. And thank you so much. That's so kind. I'm so glad you like them. This is so fun, you guys, having so many people here. It's so nice to meet. It's nice to have a spot where, you know, all of these people that I've gotten to know over the last year and a half can come and hang out and get to meet some new people too. It's really cool to have you guys here. Thank you for coming to hang out while I paint tonight. I am going to be signing off shortly, probably about another 10-15 minutes. We're going to do one more row on this for now. And then, oh, I'm going to fix that spot. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm using wood because wood acts kind of like an eraser. Once the paint has dried, I can go in. It's still not quite dry enough. I can go in though, and I can pull this paint right off. So I'm actually going to let it dry just a little bit more, maybe. Maybe I'll be patient enough to do that. Apparently I'm not. All right. So I'm just pulling the paint off. But you can apply a lot of pressure when you're using wood, kind of as your eraser. You can apply a lot of pressure and not be too concerned about scratching your mug. So that's why I like to use, wood. So I use like a barbecue skewer type thing. And then I'll just go in here. And there we go. She's replaced. And now, when it dries, you'd never know. Oh, that's cool, Jaxie. Tell your little one that I'm glad that they're enjoying it. It's pretty fun to do. And I love that you're sitting watching TikToks with your little one. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm eating a cookie. Gonna talk with my mouth full. Gonna grab the pink paint. We're gonna do one more row of walking dots here. With every row of walking dots, they're gonna get a little bit bigger. I still haven't decided what I'm gonna do around the blue yet. Actually, nope, that's not true. I have decided. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to use the purple to create a dot here and create some more petals around that one. And they might be petals that I do with some swoops. I think that's the plan. It's a family event. That's awesome. Yay. So I am using, Odelia, I am using some nail dotting stylus tools. These ones have little metal balls on the end, and there's some on either end. They're different sizes on each end. So I use these, and that's mainly for like the walking dots and the swoops. So the walking dots are these ones that get gradually larger from larger to smaller. And then these ones that are all the same size, I use a set of tools from a company called DIY Mandala Stones. And each end is a different size. And they come in from really small to really large sizes. Hey, Crystal, how you doing? Yeah, I think it turned out really well. I ended up pulling off the swoops last night and redid them just now, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. It was just a little too cramped, right? So for those of you who don't know, I did start this one yesterday. And the swoops that have the green, the yellow, the orange, and the pink, I had done them yesterday, but they were so big and it was so cramped that I was really not happy. So I ended up pulling all of those off, and that's what I redid at the beginning of this live. And I'm really happy with how they turned out. I feel like the spacing was still good. I really wanted to make sure that there's still lots of black popping through. I could have stuck with the large swoops, but it was just so crowded looking. And especially by the time I got down to the point where I was ready for that pink swoop, it was just so crowded that it looked like I was just stuffing stuff into the design, and this didn't make me happy. So I'm really happy with the change. Making them a little bit smaller. Oh, I'm so glad you like it. Thanks, Crystal. Oh, thank you. I love corgis. I'm so glad. Little one is asking, how long does it take you to finish a mug? So that's a really good question. When I am sitting and actually focused on working, like by myself with some music on or something like that, I can usually get a mug done in about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how complex the design is. Every once in a while, I'll do a design that it ends up taking me, 2 to 3 hours, but not as often as I used to. So hour and a half to 2 hours. Now, when I am sitting on a live and talking at the same time, then it takes me significantly longer to finish a mug. significantly longer. But that's because I'd like to stop and take breaks and talk to you guys and answer questions and all that stuff, right? To redo the swoops, got them done in about 45 minutes, 40 minutes probably. So it wasn't too bad at all. Because I just started this live at 7. So we've been live for an hour and 6 minutes. And I did all of the swoops and all of these big dots. So I did all of these and then all of this in just a little over an hour. So in the live world, that's really fast. That was a nice fast one. We've been making good time. Which means I might be doing an okay job at talking and painting at the same time. K-Toves, no, I don't have to seal this actually. These paints cure to be top shelf dishwasher safe. Yeah, so you don't have to seal them. You just have to cure them. They cure either by baking or you can let them air dry for 3 weeks. Oh, I love that. Oh, so cool. All right. And this is what I'm going to do now. I've so got the idea. And I'm going to explain the idea of what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to stay on and paint for much longer. Now I'm going to go... Where's my tool? Where's the tool that I'm looking for? There it is. So I'm going to create some more petals on top of these big blue ones. And this is a little bit of a different design. So this dot that I'm placing right now, this purple one, is going to be a center dot like the teal one is down here. I'll probably figure out something else to do in here at some point, but I'm going to wait and I'm going to backfill a little bit after I get more of the main design done. But I'm going to create some more petals. Now the petals that I'm going to be creating, they're going to start with pink walking dots right next to this purple center dot. And then they're going to have, so it's going to be a row of pink, a row of orange, and a row of yellow in those ones. And then we're getting close to finishing it off pretty soon. Might add in some more swoops though. So yeah, so around these purple dots, I'm going to do some of these petal designs. It's going to start with the pink, then go to orange, then to yellow. And then we'll start to finish off the design. Yeah, it did. It really went good, eh? I'm sorry, BT Game, I don't understand your question. Oh, thank you, Jen. I'm so glad you like it. I'm really happy with it. I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to do a little bit more and then we'll figure it out from there. Well, I'm thinking I might like to go kind of level with the handle, but I'm not too sure. I'm going to wait and see how this looks. Oh yes, thank you. Got to flip it. They were going to drip, weren't they? Thank you. Thanks, just having fun. I appreciate that you saw that because those were going to drip. Aw, thank you guys. I'm so glad you like it. Yeah, it's kind of at that point where it could end right now, right? But I do freaking love it. And then it would be kind of cool to do it the other way too, right? That's awesome. Just having fun. You're awesome. I know it's scary, isn't it? So when some of it's one thing to keep an eye on because every once in a while, you know, multi-surface acrylic paints are usually fairly thick, but every once in a while you come across ones that are a little bit more watery. And when they are more watery, you're going to watch these little paint bulges, right? Because as they move, it's going to show you how the drying is going. Once the edges start to dry, then the center tends to stay put. But until then, you really want to keep an eye on it so you can be turning it upside down and back and forth to make sure that the dots don't start to slide. I made one mug, one of my very first mugs that I did. I had some fairly watery paint like this. I let it sit down like this overnight, and by the next morning, half of the dots had slid all the way down. I cried that day. It was hard. Thank you. Thank you, Zero Fox. I love it. And thank you, Lady Charlie. Oh, Annam, that's so nice. Thank you. That's so good to hear. Aw, thank you, Shauna, sorry. Oh, God. That's how you know it's time to stop. Oh, thank you, Todd. I'm so glad you guys like it. It's going to be cool. So it's still not completely done yet, but we're going to keep working on it. We'll keep working on it, okay? We're going to keep working on this. I'm doing 2 lives tomorrow. I'm going to be live here at 11 a.m. on TikTok, and I'm going to be live at 7 p.m. on Instagram tomorrow night. So if you want to come and hang, we're going to keep working on this project and see it come to fruition, see it all get done. If I'm done this on the live tomorrow morning, then I will be starting another one just like this, but with different colors tomorrow evening. Hello, Crystal Sun. You did pull out all of your stuff. Thanks for the inspiration. I'm looking forward to more lives. I'm looking forward to seeing you again too, Colleen. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I am going to sign off for today. But like I said, 11 a.m. here on TikTok tomorrow, 7 p.m. on Instagram tomorrow evening. And I've got noon on Wednesday here, 7 p.m. Wednesday evening on Facebook for my Facebook group. Bunch of lives coming up this week, so hopefully you'll be able to make it in. I haven't made sets up until this point, but that doesn't mean that won't happen in the future. That definitely doesn't mean that won't happen in the future. I've got a couple beautiful teapots that I'm kind of thinking I might sell as a mug and teapot set. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I do think at some point it would be cool to have some sets. You're most welcome, Jackseed. Can't wait to see how you do the swoops. I'm excited to figure it out too. Bye, Crystal. Lots of love. Jen. Yeah, so I use multi-surface acrylic paints. I bake them, so you don't have to seal them. When these paints fully cure, they will be top shelf dishwasher safe, and they will fully cure after air drying for 3 weeks, or you can bake them. I hope that helps you guys. And thank you so much for coming to hang out with me today. Thanks, Barb. Love you. Sending you guys lots of love. Please take care of yourselves, and I will look forward to seeing you again really, really soon. Lots of love, you guys. Bye.